the Krauncha Vyuha, heron-shaped, sharp beak for piercing attack. The Ardha-Chandra Vyuha. Though people often use Chakravyuha and Padma Vyuha interchangeably, they are not the same. This was one of the early and notable manifestations of Vyūhas. Contrary to the popular misconception, the Chakravyuha each spiral was formed by several battalions of soldiers. At the mouth of this box formation was Drona, and for context, that is larger than every modern Indian city's municipal corporation area except that of Delhi. Some later retellings add the Sudarshana Chakra illusion of sunset. Welcome to the third episode of the Mahabharata Military Series. Don't worry if you missed the first two. Each episode stands on its own. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating aspects of the war, the Vyūhas, or the strategic battle formations. The word Vyūha literally means an array, a strategic arrangement of troops for offense, defense, or deception. The texts mention several formations including the Krauncha Vyuha, heron-shaped, sharp beak for piercing attack, the Ardha-Chandra Vyuha, half-moon ideal for enveloping the enemy, the Garuda Vyuha, the Shena Vyuha, the eagle form, broad chest for frontal assault, the Vajra, thunderbolt-shaped, meant to pierce and shatter enemy ranks, the Mandala, circular or spiral array symbolizing balance, cohesion, ideal for coordinated multidirectional attack or flexible defense. The Makara, sea beast, heavy center to absorb and counter. The Shringataka, shaped like a mountain with three peaks or crossroads, attack at the center and flank the enemy simultaneously. The Sarvato Bhadra, all-sided defense used to guard leaders. The Shakata, cart-shaped, broad front to block and delay. The Suchi Mukha, needle meant for deep penetration. And of course, there's the famous Chakravyuha, the wheel-shaped formation. These Vyūhas were typically codified in Dhanurveda and taught as a part of Shastra Vidya. Knowing when to deploy which, how to counter one, and who to place where is where the expertise mattered. Fun fact, though people often use Chakravyuha and Padma Vyuha interchangeably, they are not the same. Padma Vyuha, or the lotus style, is listed as a separate Vyuha in Dhanurveda traditions. Perhaps because Padma Vyuha is also an offensive entrapment formation designed to lure and surround the enemy, they have probably grown synonymous over time. That said, across the 18-day war, armies deployed Vyūhas to fit each day's objective. Some arrays appeared often. At times, commanders even improvised unnamed ones. Let's look at the top 3 moments where formations took center stage. Number 3. Day 3. Garuda vs. Ardha-Chandra. This was one of the early and notable manifestations of Vyūhas in the war. On the third day, Bhishma attacked in the Garuda Vyuha, the eagle formation. He stood at the beak with Drona and Kritavarma as the eyes. Ashwathama and Kripa formed the head. Bhurishravas, Shalya, Bhagadatta and Jayadratha made the neck. The wings and tail were lined with allies, and Duryodhana guarded the center. The Pandavas replied with the Ardha-Chandra Vyuha, the crescent. Arjuna and Bhima manned the 2 horns of the offense. Drishtadyumna, Shikandi and Satyaki held the center, and Yudhishthira, surrounded by elephants, remained protected behind them. It was a curved front absorbing the enemy while the flanks prepared to crush inward. Number 2. Day 13. The Chakravyuha and Abhimanyu stand. On the 13th day, Drona unleashed the legendary Chakravyuha. Contrary to the popular misconception, the Chakravyuha was not just an array of concentric circles, but a rotating labyrinth that dynamically changes shape by closing and opening different passages based on drum beats. Each spiral was formed by several battalions of soldiers, and from the ground view, there was no way to really understand the shape of the formation or how it's evolving. This time, this vicious trap was designed to capture Yudhishthira. To isolate Arjuna and with him Krishna, the only 2 on the Pandava side who knew how to successfully counter the Vyuha, Drona sent Susharma of Trigarta to lure him away. With Arjuna gone, the Pandavas faced a grim choice: engage or lose Yudhishthira. In a dramatic turn of events, Abhimanyu, the son of Arjuna and Subhadra, revealed that he knew how to enter the Vyuha, but not how to exit. So Yudhishthira went with the most logical plan possible at the moment. Abhimanyu breaks in, the others follow, and with Bhima's strength, they crushed the inner ring. But fate had other plans. At the gateway of the Vyūha stood Jayadratha, armed with a boon from Lord Shiva that for one day he could halt all the Pandavas except Arjuna. So he managed to seal the entrance after Abhimanyu's entry. Inside, Abhimanyu fought like a storm, slicing through layer after layer, breaking large portions of the labyrinth. While he couldn't dismantle it entirely, he shattered its core, ensuring Yudhishthira was never captured. The cost was his life, and from that day, the war turned even more personal. Number 1. Day 14. Drona's Shakatasuchi Vyuha. The next day, an enraged Arjuna swore, "If I don't kill Jayadratha by sunset, I'll enter the fire." Drona, now commander, accepted the challenge and devised the most intricate formation of the war, the Shakatasuchi Vyuha, a fortress built to protect one man. Because that man's survival meant Arjuna's death, and that's how vital Arjuna was to the Pandava cause. At the center lay the Suchi Vyuha, the needle formation. Jayadratha stood at its eye, shielded by Shalya, Kripa and Vrishasena, that is Karna's son. Its long shaft was manned by Ashwathama, Karna, Duryodhana, Bhurishnavas, commanding legions of elephants, chariots, cavalry and infantry. At the pointy tip was Kritavarma, flanked by Jalasandha, one of Duryodhana's brothers, and Sudakshina, the king of Kamboja. Many of these warriors were Maharathis, warriors of the highest order in Bhishma's ranking system. Around the needle was a lotus, Padma, and enclosing both was the vast Shakatavyuha, or the box or cart formation. At the mouth of this box formation was Drona, flanked by Duryodhana's brothers Dushasana and Vikarna, and Durmarshana, another one of the brothers, was in front of them all. This formation was 48 miles across at the front, narrowing to 20 at the rear, a total area of nearly 400 square miles. And for context, that is larger than every modern Indian city's municipal corporation area except that of Delhi. The front line of the battle was 12 miles away from where Jayadratha was secured. It is also worth noting that our diagram here is quite simplified, and in the war, this formation consisted of hundreds of thousands of soldiers and a mix of cavalry, infantry and elephants. After forming this Vyuha, Drona reassured Jayadratha and told him even the Devas could not pierce through this Vyuha and get him. But Arjuna did. Guided by Krishna, his divine charioteer, Arjuna's speed, skill and fury carved a path through every layer. And moments before sunset, Jayadratha fell. The impossible had been done. Some later retellings add the Sudarshana Chakra illusion of sunset, but the text simply says Arjuna's speed and fury combined with Krishna's impeccable charioteer skills and advice made the impossible possible. There were many other moments where Vyuhas were used, countered with another, or even improvised, but these were the three best we could find in the text. A quick note: there are multiple retellings of the epic, and aligning the Vyuhas into one definitive list isn't easy. The epic describes their names and context of usage, but rarely provides visual references for exact shapes. As a result, there is always an element of creative interpretation involved in reconstructing these formations. Our depictions aim to stay true to the spirit of the texts while presenting them in a visually coherent way. Which formation impressed you the most? Do you know of any other fascinating Vyuhas and their backstories? Tell us in the comments. Please check out our military series playlist linked in the cards and description if you are curious about who designed these Vyuhas, how ranks and command worked, or the weapons used. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, share and subscribe. It helps us bring more episodes like this. Thank you.